Okay, guys, so this is how this car ran after the little accident at the other drag strip. Let's go ahead and stage it up, and you guys can see how slow this thing now is.
Left lane ET 1.086. Right lane ET 1001.3008. Left lane 1.
Okay, guys, as you can see, that is pretty slow. Definitely, it is twice as slow as it normally is. Let's go ahead and stage up another car that has another Mustang that has another PR5 chassis in it. And this one here is not slow at all. One of my faster cars. Let's go ahead and stage it up, and that way you guys can see. All right, so I have a white 65 Mustang. I know a lot of you guys have seen this. It's got a nice PR5 chassis underneath it. Some Viper rims, double rimmed. Let's go ahead and stage that up, and this one is usually pretty fast.
Left lane ET 1001.2007. Right lane ET 0.6078. Right lane 1.
Ran a 0.6078 at 24 miles an hour, I believe. Damn near went all the way through my stop down there. That's how they should run. So let's go ahead and change out that armature on the black Mustang and see how it runs after that. Hey guys, welcome to another 406 video. And today we're going to be changing out armatures, and more specifically with this guy here. So this nice black and gold Shelby Hertz edition Mustang has a PR5 chassis underneath that from Jag Hobbies. So what happened with this car is that I was at one of my last racing events. The car took off, ran so fast, ran completely past the dead zone, the dead track, and hit a wall. When it hit that wall, little did I know that when it hit the wall, it popped the rear portion of this armature out, okay? So after I collected the car, I kind of gave it a once over, made sure the body wasn't cracked or anything like that. It looked pretty good, you know, the wheels seemed to be turning. I'm like, okay, great. So next time I lined it up and put it on the start line, and the tree's counting down, tree goes off, my competitor, his car takes off, mine is just sitting there smoking, and I'm sitting there going, what the heck? I'm looking at the controller, you know, kind of like, well, my car's, you know, what happened there? You know, run out of fuel or something like that. Anyhow, so the guys are like, hey, holy smokes, your car is on fire. There's definitely smoke coming up from underneath the body. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm looking for my miniature fire extinguisher. And I'm like, gosh, dang it. Sure enough, I lose that race too, right along with another race I just lost in the Top Fuel event due to a short. Yeah, it was a crazy race event. Anyhow, lessons learned. So sure enough, car smoking, pull it off the track, pull the body off, and like I said a second ago, this armature had just popped out. So, you know, when that happens, it creates a short in the armature there, pops a wire. So now this runs like 1.5 seconds. It's ridiculously slow. Usually these things run in the 20 miles an hour, 0.6 seconds, whatever. Anyhow, like I said, horrible. Got it over with. Got onto the Jag Hobbies website. So I'm like, well, you know what? If I'm going to order armatures, I'm going to go ahead and get the 2.8 ohm armature. These things normally come with the 3.5 ohm armature. So that's what we're doing. I got two 2.8 ohm armatures from Jags, and we're going to go ahead and swap these out and see what kind of difference this makes. If you don't mind bearing with me, pulling off these pickup shoes keeping in mind that those are not to lose the springs. Set that aside. Always try to make sure that I put the same pickup shoe on the same side, just to make sure that everything goes back together the way it was and parts aren't getting mismatched, and there's no performance lags or anything like that. So one thing with these PR5s is that the rear end pulls out directly from this way. I'm not real sure why that is like that. A design change of some sort, but I guess I'll have to call up Jim and ask him. Unless you guys know, go ahead and let me know in the comments as to why that is, because it is, I think it's probably because maybe on the other DR1 GTs where they pulled directly out from the bottom, maybe the axles were pulling out or whatever, and maybe this is a remedy to it. Or anyhow, it's a great running chassis. So we got the rear end pulled off there. Now we are going to work on pulling off the brush barrels, the brushes. Definitely not one of my favorite parts to pull off, because I don't want to be breaking the brushes that are inside these brush barrels. Not the greatest. I definitely got fumble fingers when it comes to that. Anyhow, just a reminder, these things are spring loaded, and I've had those shoot off more than once, and then you never find the brushes or the springs. So just keeping that in mind when you're pulling these things out. Keep a finger over them to help them from ejecting the spring or the brushes out of there. Okay, now here comes the fun part. I'm going to go ahead and pull off the pinion. I don't want to be damaging any of that, and plus that pinion gear needs to come off there anyhow. That slid off there pretty easy. Probably going to put a different pinion on that. Anywho, so we're going to go ahead and start working out this armature. You guys are probably going, no, he's using tweezers to pull it out, but whatever works. And trying to be easy on the magnets there. I don't want to chip the magnets, but they have to come out as well. Gosh dang it, these things are stuck in there. Anyhow, I'm going to have to get a thinner screwdriver, so bear with me. I do believe there's a tiny little slot at the bottom here, maybe to help push those up. No, that's not going to work. No, not the pinion tool. Oh, goodness sakes. Okay, well, apparently that armature just slid out right between them. Normally I have to take the magnets out in order to help get that armature out, at least on the DR1 GTs I do. Hopefully, goodness sakes. Hopefully the new armature will slide back in just as easy as this one came out. So we're gonna go ahead and place that one off the side. Might have to take a look at that a little later and see if I can find exactly where the wire popped, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. And grab a brand new 2.8 ohm armature. always like to um, mark these somehow when I get them. Usually I grab just a Sharpie or whatever, and I'll put a couple stripes on the bottom side of it just to mark it, just so I'd say, hey, that one's marked. That one's a 2.0, 2.8 ohm armature. Okay, so go ahead and get these things back in there. Go ahead and kind of look at these things here. Make sure that they are clean. Even these things had a little bit of melted plastic on them. Little black spot there, but the inside, the chassis itself looks fine. Can't really tell where that black spot must have came from. Anyhow, yeah, it all looks fine. Slide that back on there, get that thing back in there. Let's hope that this will go back in just as easy as it came out. Open. Yep. Except, goodness sakes. Now you're really done her. Except I'm busy putting this in backwards. So you never know, maybe it'll run better backwards. Give that a shot. Okay. So now we got the front end lined up. This is the spot where the brush barrels go into. It slides, looks like it's going to slide back right in place. Snaps in, snaps, the back end snapped in. Let's go ahead and spin it. Spins nice and free. Looking good, no wobble. Well, a little bit of, back and forth there, but that's all right. All right. Here come the brush barrels. Make sure these things are nice and clean on the brush barrels. Yep, they look pretty good. This isn't a very old car. It's not a very old chassis. I've probably put maybe just one season of racing on it. So probably maybe 10 races. Okay, got that back in. Gonna do the other side. Please don't pop out. Cool. We'll check see how it spins again. Spins pretty freely. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put I think I'm going to go ahead and change out that pinion on there. It seemed to be pretty loose with this one here, and with the old armature, and I can imagine so if that's popped out, not spinning, heating up, probably getting a little hot. Lost a little bit of the connection there. So I put 8-tooth pinion gears on because I like more top end speed. So I normally run 8-tooth pinion and 21-tooth crown gear. Like I said before, I like top end speed versus lower end torque with like a 7-tooth pinion gear, or 7 and 23 or 7 and 25, whatever. Oh, there we go. That one fit in there just nice. Kind of like it when you can hear it just snap in there. It makes me feel a little better. Okay, let's go ahead and always double check to make sure I'm putting the crown gear in on the right side. Nothing better than pulling up to the old up to the starting line there, and then realizing, hey, your crown gear is backward. So instead of going forward, it goes in reverse. And these things are just a beauty to put back in. If I had any hair, it'd be all, the rest of it would be pulled out already. Okay, and then we push it in. There we go. She's a little tight. The gear mesh is a little tight. You know, it's a new pinion gear in there, and I'll put some oil on it. Let's go ahead and put these pickup shoes back on. Try not to lose the springs. Should be doing those with tweezers, but I like to live life on the edge. Okay, pickup shoes, check. Spring, check. Other pickup shoe, great. Awesome. I'm gonna check the springiness of the spring. Pretty good. Everything else looks pretty good. Just a dab. Just a dab of the old slick juice. There we go. When I oil these things up, sometimes I put a little oil on the front here. Not every time though, but I think in this case I will. No oil there. Just a dab on the axle. And that usually lasts quite a while. I definitely don't put that much oil on there every single time. Usually if I do oil, it's just the pinion gear, crown gear. But okay, so that's it. Everything else looks to be on there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on. Hopefully I'll see some same performance as it had before, maybe a little bit improved. So let's go ahead and get this back on the track and see how it runs. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and stage up the black Mustang here and see what kind of improvements that made. And kind of got to keep in mind that, you know, it's a new armature, new pinion gear. These things gotta break in. Let's go ahead and we know what this car ran before the upgrade, before the new armature. Horrible 1.6 seconds or whatever it was. Let's go ahead and line it up and see what kind of difference it is.
Left lane ET. Minus 1.5. Right lane ET. 0.7684. Right lane 1.
Okay, so obviously right off the bat, huge improvement. Definitely not as fast as I know that these things can go, but like I said just a second ago, these things got to break in, gears got to mesh together, and things got to start warming up and get broke in. But before we end the video, let's go ahead and do a heads up, let her rip, tater chip, shake and bake type of race. Let's get her going. All right, guys, let's go ahead and line them up. I got the black Shelby GT Hertz Edition in lane number 2. Gonna pre-stage that guy. We got the white 65 Mustang in lane number 1. Let's go ahead and line them up, folks. Shake and bake, drop the hammer, Harry, let her rip, tater chip. Let's get it on.
Left lane ET. 0.6141. Right lane ET. 0.7688. Left lane 1.
All right, guys, so you can see that is quite a bit improvement over before I did the armature change out. like I said earlier, these things take time to break in, but I'm going to continue working on it and trying to get it just as fast, if not faster than the other one. Anyhow, that was a good race. All right, guys, I just want to say thanks for watching this video. I always enjoy making these type of videos where I can get to just sit down and work on stuff, try different things out. One thing I did notice after that last race and before I started making this segment of the video, I did notice that these tires do need to be changed out. They are a little bit slick, not as grippy as per se the tires on this one here. So I'm definitely going to order up some more tires. So I'll keep you updated as to any further changes to this car that I make to help improve the performance of it. But right now, this thing is running a whole lot better than it was before, and I look forward to racing it again at my next event here in another week. So thank you for watching. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.